So good evening, and thank you all for joining us tonight for the special Face It Live Q&A session presented by Fayette County Public Schools and the 16th District PTA. Of course, during this time, it is most important that our families and communities engage together and support one another.
The Face It platform allows us to virtually have real talk, build real relationships with our partners, and allow real ways to express ourselves in the way we're feeling and exert our energy in a positive way and be solution-driven in our approach to whatever we are facing in our communities together.
Absolutely. So I'm Melody Westerfield. I'm the FACE, the Family and Community Engagement Coordinator at William Wells Brown Elementary School.
And I am Vita Stewart. I am the District Family and Community Engagement Liaison. And tonight's topic I'm excited about. We're going to be focusing on facing my child's learning styles together. And we have an illustrious panel of guests tonight to help us discuss this topic and share with us. So I'm going to just say your names, and you please introduce yourselves and tell us who you are. Okay, Merrick, will you please go first?
Hi, my name is Merrick Malier. I'm a reading and math interventionist at William Wells Brown Elementary, and I work mostly with grades K through 2. All right, welcome. Emily.
Hi, my name is Emily Ellsworth. I am an intervention specialist at William Wells Brown. I teach 3rd through 5th graders in reading and math, and I have been an educator for 15 years.
Awesome. Next is Misty.
Hi, I'm Misty Lynch. I am the English Language Learners teacher at 2 schools, both Promise Academies, William Wells Brown and Harrison, and I teach kindergarten through 5th grade.
All right, next we have Carrie.
Hi, I'm Carrie Mullard, and I am the Gifted and Talented Resource Teacher at both Promise Academies as well, William Wells Brown and Harrison. And I teach kindergarten through 5th grade.
And last but not least, Lindsay.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Fox. I've been at William Wells Brown for 11 years now, so you've probably seen me around. This is my 17th year of teaching. I teach reading recovery, and I am also a reading interventionist. I work with students K through 3rd grade in reading that need extra support.
Welcome. We are so excited to have you guys sharing with us tonight. Thank you for giving of your time tonight.
So first of all, I'm going to let everybody know these women are awesome. They are a part of the FACE team at William Wells Brown Elementary School. I work with these ladies every day. You are super dope ladies, super fun ladies. I just love you. So that's just what it is. So they're my favorites, and I put it out there. Okay. So Merrick, it's on you. Please break down what our parents, guardians, and even myself will be learning tonight. Let us know about these learning styles that you have for us. Teach us some things. Help our parents out. Let us know what you got for us.
All right, I'm going to share my screen real fast. You all let me know if you can see it okay. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about better understanding how your scholar learns best and some best practice strategies that you can use with them at home so they are successful. So we're really going to dive into learning styles, and so we're going to talk about what a learning style is. So your learning style or your child's learning style is your learning preference, so how you like to learn best. So knowing how your scholar learns helps them to be more productive, increases their achievement at home and in the classroom, allows them to be more creative, helps them with problem solving in the real world, making better decisions, and learning more effectively. So tonight we're going to dive into the 3 learning styles and break them down and give you different ways that you can help your child learn with these at home. So we're going to talk about visual learners, auditory learners, and kinesthetic or tactile learners.
Okay. All right. So I think I'm a visual learner. So tell me, how do I know if I'm a visual learner? Ellsworth, do you have the answer to that?
Absolutely. If you're a visual learner, you prefer to learn through seeing, and a lot of visual learners will be drawers, doodlers. Maybe if you're a note taker and you're constantly drawing pictures everywhere or color coding, you know you're a visual learner. Visual learners learn best by using images, pictures, colors, anything visual media to stimulate them helps them learn. And they will frequently say, show me, you know, if they're trying to learn something new, they show me how to do it or give me an example. That's usually what they ask for. A lot of times visual learners too will show their expression. They're very expressionable on their face. So that's another way you can tell if your child is a visual learner or not. They prefer to see directions listed out. So for example, if you say, you know, I'd like you to go do these chores around the house, if you list them out for them, or somehow draw a picture or color code them to help them remember what steps they're taking, they would prefer that. They're often really good readers because they're really observant. But if they're in a class just listening, their minds kind of tend to wander. It's harder for them to focus. So those are just some little things that you can look for to see if your child's a visual learner or if you're a visual learner.
Absolutely. I am a visual learner. You have just described me in those little sentences right there. You've described me.
I'm with you, Melody. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Which is the reason why I'm thinking why I get into vision boards, but you have definitely just described me and Vita. So yeah. if I'm a parent and if I'm a parent and I want to help my child learn and I want to, skill them up some more, what activities do we do at home for a visual learner, especially for somebody who is reading and for math?
I'll share a little bit about reading. As Emily mentioned, using color pencils to take notes with is a great way. Flashcards, showing pictures of beginning, middle, and end of the story so that they can put those in order. Also charts, graphs, graphic organizers, lesson outlines, just using picture aids, and also PowerPoints. Also going and looking online at videos, educational videos, which will also help them to see whatever the topic is that they're learning about, and it helps it ingrain it more for them to get a better understanding. Those are all really good ways to help the reader, a visual reader. And Emily, I'll let you tag on with some math ways that helps our learners.
Absolutely. So for math, the real important thing right here is to make sure that you've got something tactile for your learner to use. Talking math manipulatives, number line, visual number lines. Actually, with all this virtual learning, there are a ton of virtual math apps that have really, really helped engage those visual learners. So those are some great things to share with parents as well. Like I said, anytime you have directions, you want to write them out, be very explicit for them. And if you want to use picture cues to help with those as well. And color coding, even in math. When you're talking about place value, if you make your tens place red, your hundreds place blue, any of that color coding would really help. But again, manipulatives, if you're adding or subtracting, having colored pieces to count with, all of those kinds of things are really going to help engage your visual learner and make sure that that learning is sticking.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Wow, that's great for our visual learners. So I found out I am a visual learner. But Carrie, can you describe for us what an auditory learner is and what their style is?
You bet. So auditory learners learn through listening and learn through talking. So they learn best when they hear their teachers giving them the directions, and they remember what they hear best. So they prefer listening to their teacher, and they also prefer those directions given out loud. So at home, you might see your kids, when you give them directions, they do a better job. When you talk with them, they might absorb what you're saying a little better.
So with the are you going to give us some more about auditory learners?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I'll talk a little bit about auditory learners and how they learn best as readers. Okay. So auditory learners love to, or do best when they listen to stories. So that's better for them. You could go and get them audiobooks on tape. That would be a good way. They would like to probably listen to their parents read to them, or siblings. It's also really good for them to read out loud. So listen to their own voice. Maybe they could record themselves and listen back to it again. You might see your auditory learner like to talk on the phone. That might be a signal for you. And they also do best when they can work in a quiet place. So someplace with less distractions, that would be best for them. One way that you can have them kind of capitalize on being an auditory learner is to retell back to you. That'd be a simple thing at home with parents. You could say, you know, tell me what you learned today. Tell me what you read today. Tell me how you solved this math problem. That might be a good way for an auditory learner to capitalize on their what works best for them.
And I'll go ahead and talk about the math piece a little bit. So
Great.
auditory, the big takeaway is the listening and the talking. So when it comes to math, you can think of clapping and tapping out patterns that they see or hear, maybe even singing or rapping a rhythmic tune or beat. We always want to verbally count forwards and backwards. Whatever they can do forwards, we always want to make sure they can do backwards too, because that helps with their subtraction. So thinking about doing the around the world, maybe passing an animal around in a circle or back and forth to a sibling. And then always asking the student, and Carrie touched on this a little bit, how they solved something and to explain their thinking. Because if they can explain to you how they got it, that means they truly understand the different steps that they went through to solve it. And we do, during math at school, we do a lot of number talks. And these are things that you can even do at home with your student. All it is hearing others' reasoning. So just having a student talk about how they got it, just like I said, and then listening to maybe other students and how they solved the problem differently. So auditory learners thrive in those environments.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, ladies.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I wasn't sure if I'm an audio learner either, because I love talking on the phone. So
Oh, that's most teenagers though. So we might have to look at those other things they talked about as well. But those were some great tips to help families in understanding how their children learn best, and talking with their children about how they like to receive information and what their learning style is. I think as sometimes we just assume things about our children, but letting them tell us exactly what their style is and what they like. So hearing that they love to listen to music. I'm not one that listens to music, like while I'm working or so. So that's very helpful, I think, to our families.
Absolutely. And again, we appreciate the information. So kinesthetic learning. Did I say that right? Well, I'm only saying it one time if I didn't. So Lindsay, tell us about that learner.
Yes, kinesthetic and tactile learners are learners who just learn through doing. They're hands-on. They like to be able to have lots of manipulatives. You can use things like shaving cream to let them write in, sand, different hands-on activities, so that body movements, those really help them to just anything to help them remember the concept better. So kinesthetic and tactile learners just learn mostly through hands-on things.
Like your little one there, he's hands-on, right?
I'm going to speak to that a little bit. If you will incorporate, think about the 5 senses. So think about taste and sight, touch, smell, and hearing when you're talking about kinesthetic learners. The more of those you can incorporate, the better they'll internalize learning.
Mm.
They love to teach to someone because they're doing something. So if you can teach someone, you most likely you understand something very well. Rhythm, vocabulary, does great rhythmic chants and raps, especially with learning multiplication tables. Kinesthetic learners, they need to move, so brain breaks are important. If you listen to any online school, there are a lot of brain breaks and movement breaks for the kids. They love to role play, so pretend to be this person and teach me this. Touch is super important. Lindsay touched on using shaving cream maybe for little ones who are learning their letters, and it cleans up your house. Sand is another thing, not so clean in your house, but it's nice for children to make letters in. So they love practicing things, and they love to become proficient enough to teach someone else.
So these are the math and are these the things that they do to learn math and reading wise? These are all the things that parents should be doing with their kid. Okay.
Marching, they can march around and count, as Merrick said, forwards, backwards. You can mesh these learning styles together,
right?
And any learner benefits.
Well, that's good that you said that, because that was going to be one of my questions, because at first I thought I was a visual learner, but I feel like it's sometimes situational, right? Because at times I have to learn by doing. So I kind of want us to, to kind of discuss that with parents. Is there an overlap, and will they see different types of learning styles at different times with their children?
I think the more things you can incorporate, and even things that are uncomfortable for kids, if you're totally a kinesthetic learner, there's still situations where you have to be an auditory learner, where you have to be a visual learner. So it's important to teach kids, different styles that might not be their preferred, but still is a good way for them to learn.
Like that a lot. That's good advice. Kind of teaching in all aspects, and they'll pick up what they like. Yeah, that's good information. That's good.
Okay, well, thank you. It sounds like work to their strengths, but also help them to build up those other styles as well. Carrie, so you guys have shared a lot of different information about the learning style, some very good information, and I don't know if I took it all in, and I don't know if our families were able to grasp all the good things that you guys told us. So where can they find the information to review it on their own at a later time, all the information you guys just provided?
Well, okay, I just lost all my words. The presentation that was just provided will be on the website as well. After this is over, it'll be posted on Facebook. But there's also going to be a learning styles inventory that you can do with your children that will kind of give you a heads up on maybe how they learn best. And, it might be, like you ladies were just talking, more than one learning style. Mm-hmm. So, and, as educators, we try to cater to all the learning styles at school. So our goal is to hit them all. And so kids have practice in all the learning styles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I told you, ladies, I would like a few of you just to throw out a couple of things to encourage our families who are at home learning virtually, trying to be the teacher, custodian, the cafeteria lady. Help us encourage our families. Just give them a couple of words, especially after this information you've given them. What can you tell our families?
I think one important thing is just to remember there's always more than one way, and it's just finding the way that will work best for your child. Mm-hmm. Not to give up. If one way doesn't work, that's okay. There's different ways. A big place that I love to look for different ideas to work with my students is on Pinterest. I think you can type in anything that you all are trying to work on, and it comes up with loads of different ideas and different ways for each type of learner And you can try different things that way to help your learner learn best.
Anyone else?
Just say, keep on keeping on. You know, these are difficult times right now. We have parents who are trying to be teachers, and it's okay if you don't succeed the first time, kind of what Ms. Fox was saying. If something doesn't work, it's okay to find something else. You are welcome to reach out to any of us. Reach out to your child's teacher if you're having trouble. We are here to support each other during these times. And also, there's not a right or a wrong learning style. We are all very unique, and we all learn in different ways, and just embracing your child for who they are, I think is just where we need to be right now.
Absolutely. You ladies are, you're awesome. And, you said, and so look at them offering their service. You can reach out to us. These are William Wells Brown's best. And as the family and community engagement liaison, of course, you can reach out to me too. That is part of my responsibility, is to ensure that you're empowered and you're supported by your school. And so I'm also here as well. So I thank you ladies so much for really just being a part of this show and providing all that information. Thank you everyone who's out there, who's listening, who took all that information in, who joined us tonight. The Face It live show, we are honored to provide you this information week after week, and we would like to stay connected with you and continue to build a stronger community of support for all of our families. And Vita is going to tell us how we can do that.
Yes, we are here to support you, but we want this to be a collaborative partnership. So please send us your pictures, your videos, and words of encouragement that we can share with each other about how we are facing all of our challenges and celebrations together. And we will highlight some of the messages received to share as encouragement and support for other families. We also want to know what questions you have and what suggestions you have for us to make our chats better. Again, you can email those questions to faceit@fayette.kyschools.us or text us at 859-903-5531. We would love to hear from you. And this has been a great evening, Melody, with the William Wells Brown staff. I can't thank them enough for sharing those learning styles, giving of their time. I've just met them tonight, but I agree with you. They're an awesome team.
Right? Like, how can I get that wrong? Like, so next week, you all, everybody that's watching, all of our families that's watching, all of our guardians, people who are taking care of someone, listen, our next 3 shows will focus on trauma, a collective trauma. So next Thursday, we're going to jump off that series, October 22nd at October 22nd at 6:30. So we will start the trauma topic, and that will focus on gun violence. So we can't wait to see you all then. We always love connecting with you all, and we want to continue to face it together. We'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.